Be me. Private on 1st JRTC rotation. Village raid after doing patrol bases for a week. Full mop gear and mask at the ready. Dumb Nuko in the literal sense, even the 1SG hated him, but he was good at PT and Hua airborne. Ko says that we are under a CBRN attack and to don gear. 3rd platoon goes up to flank. 1st PLT, me, getting ready to storm the village. Ko says everyone had to bring rucks, we didn't leave rucks at the patrol base cause we need to carry the mop gear. 500 meters sprint in full mop gear with ruck and mask plus nods from the woodline. Pulling security on the corner of a building. Our platoon lights up, the distant muzzle flashes. Even me as a private thought it was weird that we were taking contact from the woodline in the distance and not the town. What really happened is the 3rd PLT moved way too far forward from the flank position and flanked at an almost 180-degree position instead of 90-degree. Friendly fire occurs. The dudes running the thing kill off 90% of the company and you can tell they're pissed off. 1SG, he dead, asks me why the fuck am I still wearing my mask in a humorous tone and why I'm alive. Told him my whole team is dead, so I'm pulling security and no clue where the SL is. Notice I'm the only one with the mask still on. Clearly this was a shit show. I'm still alive because my Miles gear didn't work since day one. Just my PLTSGT, acting 1SG, Ko and a squad worth of guys from the company to continue the mission. My SL was still alive though, and he was chill. Naturally I made RTO for the Ko because his RTO died, I wasn't even the platoon RTO. PLTSGT has no clue what he is doing, so we just do patrol bases and long-ass movements with no resupply for the next 5 days. Eventually the guys running the show bring us MREs plus water cause it's training and we need to eat drink. Company is revived and we eventually finish the 30-day field rotation. Never had a JRTC like that since, and I've done at least 10 of them. This was in the late 00s. Be me. Fart. Oh yeah, feels good. Fart harder. Poo comes out. Shit my pants. Fuck. Take pants off. Proceed to shit. Shit it all over the floor. Shit fuck. Tried peeing to clean the poop. Can't. Go get my gun. Shoot at the poo. Poo and piss everywhere. Passerby call police. Walk out. Shoot them. Walk back in. RCMP show up. They slip on my pee-poo floor. Shoot them. Urt shows up. Die and shoot out. Fuck, this day is terrible, NGL, so, where can I get some 556 magazines for a VZ58? This one is mundane, but still mind-numbingly stupid. Be me, Ontariafag. Decide to purchase a SIG 226. Order it online, no hassle. The thing is with Canadian gun laws, the store must submit a request of ownership transfer to the Chief Firearms Officer, CFO. The CFO then needs to approve, send a notice to the store, and a certificate in the mail to the owner. The certificate comes about a week after, due to mailing delays. Being an Ontariafag, any updates takes weeks to come in, due to the massive backlog. Be 5 full weeks before I hear back from anyone. It's the ownership certificate. alafnuat.web. Decide to call the store and rightfully ask what the fuck is going on. The on the other end guy is initially confused, thinking there was a problem with the acquisition. I tell him about the certificate. You can almost hear his face drop. Tells me to come in and sort it out and bring the certificate. Come in the next week. Shows the guys at the counter the paper. They check their systems. Nothing about the transfer even happening. Our collective faces when we realize that the feds had completely forgotten to tell the store about the ownership transfer. Post stories about encountering fools wielding guns. Be me about 2 years ago. Usually go to an outdoor range that's about a 1-hour drive from my house. Can't be bothered to do the drive one day, decide to check out an indoor one that's closer to me. Go there and only bring my regular old Glock 17, only gun I had at the time. I'm setting up, a trio comes into the booth next to me. One of the guys works at the range, the other 2 are beginners who paid for a shooting lesson using the range's guns. Range I usually go to doesn't have this sort of thing, so not sure what to make of it. 10 minutes later, I'm just shooting. The trio has been talking through safety and instructions for a while. Hear whoa next to me, see one of the beginners has the gun pointed at his friend as a joke. Instructor takes it off him, it isn't loaded luckily. Expect that to be the end of the lesson was a pretty clear sign that these people should not be near guns. Instructor just keeps going. I decide to move booths so I can be away from these people. 20 minutes later I'm shooting and have kind of forgotten about the beginners. Hear two shots fire fast and screaming. Panic and look out of the booth. One of the beginners is running and laughing and he's thrown his gun on the floor. The instructor is looking at the floor where two big chips have been made in it. Turns out the guy was holding the gun down by his side and accidentally shot 2 bullets into the floor. Then they panicked and threw the gun and they were both laughing about it. Instructor's shins had been cut by concrete shrapnel, not too bad though. Never return to that range again. I don't blame the guy for this. This story should convince any of you fags never to move to California, no matter how much money you're offered. Be me, live in Cali. 19 at the time. Want to buy gun, have years of shooting experience, but don't own my own. Read up on gun laws. Turns out if you're under 21 you can't buy anything, except for single-action long guns, and only if you have a hunting license. Buy $300 Milsurp Mauser online. Shipped to nearby FFL. Guy at counter won't do paperwork, says hunting license exception was ended by cattage. It wasn't. Ask what can be done, don't want to argue, keep in mind I look like 19 years old Spurg. Guy shrugs, says his boss might know something we don't. Can't even blame the guy, the dude's livelihood depends on if Gavin Newsom's wife gave him sloppy toppy that night or not. Go home, pull up California Penal Code. Find relevant section. Took 2 fucking hours, shit is a minfic, how fucked up it is. Go back, law in hand. Guy is on his break. Other clerk, fellow gook, says he'll do my paperwork, knows what law I'm talking about. Tells me to ship guns to other store in future since they're up to speed on the law. Such is life in California. Imagine having to literally argue about the law that changes every other week with the gun store clerk who's just trying not to get asphyxiated by the cattage. Don't ever move here and don't ever let your state get to this point. Be me. Just went to gun show with new Remington 700 BDL that's beat to shit to sell. Keep in mind this gun is shit, even not considering that it's new Remington. First dealer I get to, looks it over. Asks me how many deer I've taken. I say 0, lol retard, should have at least lied, but to be fair I'm not a hunter and only bought it because I liked the way it looked. Not so bad, right? It gets worse. Then he looks down the bore with bore sight. MFW I forgot to bore snake it. You put it away dirty? Yeah I guess so haha, can kinda tell he's about to offer me $200 for it. So he gets his boomer handbook of gun values. Spends 5 minutes looking, can't even find the gun's specific model, probably because it's new Remington. So he gives up and picks the rifle up once more. MFW the rear sight just falls off the rifle and onto the table. I forgot to tighten it fully. MFW absolute seething internal rage, embarrassment and shame. At this point he's probably feeling sorry for me, any hope he'll actually buy the gun is long gone, but he tries to find me a screwdriver at least and tells me to sell to someone else. Luckily there was a boomer hanging behind me like a vulture waiting for me to leave the table and offered me $500 right then, which I accepted because I was so flustered and pissed at myself. But fuck man. When the sight fell off, never in my life have I seethed internally quite so hard. Anyways, how was your day, Kay? Be me. Trying to build a charger. Go to big name gun store. Expect big inventory. Go to counter. Excuse me, do you sell barrels? Old dude behind the counter. Barrels? Me yeah barrels and muscle devices for a .23. What do you mean? Me you know pickle barrels, gun barrels dude. I was a little mad at this point. The conversation was longer and involved more blank looks than I included. What pissed me off was this, he was not asking me what I meant in a way that would allow him to give me better service, he was asking like I had asked for a choppa. I'll admit I should have said, do you have barrels for a 10-20 seconds, I need a threaded one. More stories on this store in a moment. Be me picking up Arkansas pistol lower. Clerk asks me what I want to do with it. Tell him I'm gonna put a 10.5 upper on that bitch. Clerk says that's stupid, why not a 7.5? Tell him terminal ballistics and reliability are a thing. Clerk says nope, and that I don't know what I'm talking about it. Try to drop a just want my transfer. Keeps bringing up that he's just trying to help. Finally tell him I don't want his help. Gets buttered, stops talking, and has another guy help me. I get having another opinion and stuff, but if someone has a differing one and has seemed to have done some of their own research, then why do they persist with trying to change their mind? Then getting salty when you tell them to fuck off? Be me. Meet one judge at the beach. We talk. She's anti-gun. Yeah, I like firearms. She gets scared and asks me why. Because it's a God-given right. Listen to her seethe. Refuse to elaborate. Leave. I was based today, were you?